everybody, I am Bridget Aids with Brigitting the Gap. Welcome. I'm very excited about today's topic. It's about networking, and I get to talk to the king of networking, and that is Mr. Mark Ryan. We'll get into him in a little bit, but before we get started, please remember to click the subscribe button, click the bell so that you know when I have a new show coming on, also the like button, and please leave any comments that you have at all. We'll make sure Mark Ryan gets them. So welcome to the show. We're excited to have you. Hello, Mr. Mark. How are you?
Doing just great. Always a better day when I see you.
Aw, ditto. Same back to you, for sure. So, Mark, I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about you.
Oh.
Keep it clean.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm with an organization called Master Networks. I'm the regional partner for the company here in Colorado, and I'm also the director of regional expansion for the country now. So.
Oh, this is new.
This is new. I haven't had a chance to catch up with you recently.
What does that mean? Can you tell us what that means?
So we're in 18 different states right now, and we have 32 more to go before we start to go international. So that's the plan.
Okay, can I just ask, what would be the first country you guys would like to break into?
I love Italian food.
Okay, Italian it is. Excuse me. Oh, Italian food is good. Oh,
but we probably need to go somewhere where...
Like Canada?
English, like Canada, or Australia.
England.
New England. Not New England, that's part of the United States the last time I looked. New
Zealand. You don't have to be educated to be a regional partner.
No, that's obvious.
This is good. Oh, hang on, guys. Put your seatbelt on. This is going to be a fun one.
We're just getting warmed
up. No, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When did that happen?
At first of the year.
Wow.
So we haven't been together and met since
we haven't.
The fourth quarter.
Yes, absolutely. So, Mark, you're an expert in networking. I've watched you network. You just walk into a room and it just lights up. It really does. For people that might be watching today that have never networked a day in their life, maybe they're in a job or maybe they are an entrepreneur and they're like, what is networking? How would you describe networking?
Well, maybe it'll be helpful if I tell you my first experience with it. Okay, so I spent 25 years on Wall Street. Knew absolutely nothing about networking. I knew stock symbols inside and out. And then one day that party ended and had to go out and learn how to network. My wife and I owned a recruiting and staffing company. So in the first page of the manual it says, join the Chamber of Commerce and start networking. I didn't know what that meant. You know, my life consisted up to that point of going to work, spending time with the family, coaching baseball, basketball, and a little bit of football, and didn't know how to network at all. So I walked into the South Metro Chamber, ran into Bart Saya, who has been a friend for many years that I used to work with, and he was the director of economic developments, and he put me under his wing and told me what events to go to. And you know, believe it or not, I am introverted, and so walking into that first networking meeting was a little nerve-wracking. It was at Lodo's at Quebec and County Line.
Oh my goodness. So
we had the upper deck. It was in May, and I walk into this function where you couldn't even walk. It was so crowded. Wow. And this gentleman named Jeff Burns looked at me and goes, "You look new."
Oh, God.
And because I was kind of a little dazzled by it all.
You're like, what's your first clue?
Right. Yeah. And so he goes, what do you do? I told him, he goes, let me introduce you to some people that may be able to benefit for
wonderful?
Your business. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. Became good friends with him, and he took me around to various people, and the rest of it is history. But one thing that I learned was you got to take that first step. No matter how uncomfortable it is, everybody's felt that way on their first time that they walked into, whether it's a meeting or a business after hours. You got to get that first step, and once you get in there, it works because people are out there to share with each other.
You know, my story is very similar. I was sick to my stomach and I hid in the bathroom. I mean, I've told the story a couple times, and it's a lot of anxiety. Right. Networking, would you agree? And if you don't agree with me, because it's my show, but no, would you agree networking is a skill?
Yes, but it can be learned.
But it can be learned.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's not like you rolled out of bed the way some athletes just are naturally talented.
Right.
It doesn't work that way with networking. You just have to take that step, and if you're shy about it, it's okay. Some of the common mistakes that I've run into is like, I laugh about it now, but you get death by 1,000 business cards. You go in there and people are just slicing them.
We were just talking
slicing
about
you up.
that.
Wait, really?
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. And I used to be very turned off by that. And then one day I was sharing that experience with a Master Networks member, and he said, why don't you use that as an opportunity to teach them how to network? And I was like, duh. So what I did at that point was take their card, arrange to have a cup of coffee.
There you go.
And without telling them what to do, kind of lead them along the way how to connect better with people.
Absolutely. I always am flabbergasted with people that will approach me with their business card before even wanting to know my name.
Right.
My philosophy on networking, Mark, is building relationships. And not just building them, but investing in them. You and I are expert. We invest in each other's relationships all the time.
Correct.
I know that if I need something, and I called you and you dropped everything and did it. And I the same with you.
Absolutely.
So when I go to a networking event, if I make 2 new friends, I'm successful.
That's
one new friend
one
is
works.
even, but my goal is 2. But I don't want to meet everybody. How do you feel about when you walk into a room? What do you look for when you're walking into a networking event?
I look for somebody who looks lost, because I believe in paying it forward.
And
like Jeff did with me.
Yes.
And I'm walking in there and I have a clue. So if I see somebody lost, I'm right over to them.
It's a magnet.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I do, because I was lost in my first
That's how
one.
you pay it forward.
And I had a visitor host that came up to me and knocked on the bathroom door that I was hiding in. I was praying for a hurricane in July. It doesn't happen in Colorado.
No.
And she's knocking on the door looking for me. She saw me. She saw me sign in. And I said, oh, they found me. Dang it. But look where we are now, right?
No one who knows us now would believe that's
No,
what we were.
That's what we
That's
were.
what we came from, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about Master Networks. What makes it different? There's a lot of wonderful networking organizations out there.
Agreed.
I wish we can get all the owners together and support each other. Before I die, that will happen. I will make that happen. But tell them, what does Master Networks offer and why is it unique and different?
Well, our number one focus is on relationships. It's all about the relationships. It's not about a transaction. And we have an educational component that we focus in on 5 business disciplines.
It's powerful.
Yeah, so we teach people how to think about their business, who they should be targeting, what that tracking looks like. You got to know what the score is to see if those activities make any sense. We talk about time management and how to build your team. So I'm not that smart in memorization, but they all begin with the letter T. So
That's helpful. Yeah,
that works.
No doubt. Excellent. And also in your meetings, you have a large portion of it is for education.
Correct.
I mean, like Kathy Lawless. Oh God, I think she's one of the best educators you guys have.
She's awesome. Like
hands down, she's amazing. I might have to have her on my show here.
I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great. Okay, yeah, there we go. Kathy, we're looking for you. So now, what else? Are you a weekly meeting? Are you a monthly meeting? What can you tell somebody who's never networked about Master Networks that they know the basics of it?
Well, it is a 1 hour a week commitment. There's more to that. You have to meet people outside that meeting in order to really build a comfortable relationship. And we have a month-to-month membership. So if it doesn't work, you're not locked into anything.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and one of the things I really sincerely believe that if you work this, it's going to work for you. And that's why we can take that risk of a month-to-month membership, because it does work for people. And, we have an app on our phone that people track their referrals and their return on their investment to make sure it's working. One of the cool things is you have a member directory on there. So, I've gotten business deals from Florida, from Texas, different parts of the country.
You're connected to
others. Just from other members looking me up and going that way. You
guys are very giving to your members. Can you tell them about your program? Blows my mind. You give back to your members.
Well, we have an affiliate rewards program. So our cost is $49.95 a month. But if you sponsor someone to join the organization, we'll give you $10 a month for as long as that person is a member, and you as well.
And it doesn't stop. You
Doesn't
can
stop.
have 50 people, 20 people, and you'll get
Right.
paid on that. And it doesn't have to be just in Denver. It can be,
Can
can
be-
I refer somebody in Florida or?
You can refer anybody to Master Networks anywhere in those 18 states, soon to be 50, where we are, and you get it that way, and they don't have to be in your chapter, so it makes it unique. And I think, why would you pay for your membership when you can get it for free?
Right.
And make money,
You know what I love? This will be one of my last things I want to talk about. When people say, this networking is not working for me. Here's what I always come back with. It never will. You have to work for it.
Right.
So networking, Mark, would it be fair to say that you have to invest in relationships while you're networking, grabbing a cup of coffee, finding out, you've met Bijou, you know my husband, we know about each other, so when I refer you, I can tell them about you.
Right.
And so what is your thought on when people say to you, well, this just isn't working for me?
Well, they call it networking because it is work. It's not net playing.
And it's not net, what else did you put in there?
Oh, what did I write?
Net working and net playing or something. It's networking.
Right.
It's
networking.
working, yes.
So, but it's fun work.
It is
'Cause
fun work.
You get to meet some really cool people. And people who say that it doesn't work really haven't tried. I hear that a lot. And, we have a unique model. But you're right, it's not going to be for everybody. And,
No.
And that's okay. It doesn't make them bad people. When I was the chair of the South Metro Denver Chamber, at these business functions, people would stand off in the corner and have their same little circle of friends.
Oh, the pods.
The pods. And they'd have their wine, their beer, their cheese, and they would talk about the same thing they talked about the last month, but never tried to meet anybody new. And it's all about everybody else, but not about you.
Right. Networking can be cliquey. It can be, and you can train yourself to avoid that from happening. Mm-hmm. So how would people find you, Mark? I know that we're going to have Carrie putting information underneath this video, but where can they find you? If they're anywhere in any of the states, soon to be 50, how can they find you? They just go to masternetworks.com?
Masternetworks.com is our website. It's we have a robust back office.
You do. The best I have ever seen. Yeah. And I've been in a lot of organizations' back offices. Yeah. Very good.
And we have a Master Networks University.
Yes.
So we have some outstanding videos that you can watch at any time. So if you're having a difficult time thinking about your business, for example, you can go in there, watch a series of videos, and put you in the right mindset to dedicate the time so you're working on it, not just in it.
Right.
That's
absolutely.
Real good thing.
Okay, so if there's an entrepreneur out there or someone who desires to be an entrepreneur and they just simply wanted to call Mark Ryan and pick their brain and lean on you with their fears, would you welcome that call?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't
Somebody
you?
did that for me.
That's right. Absolutely.
Me,
so what advice do you have for an entrepreneur today that you could give somebody before we end?
Don't give up on it. I see people, they're 2 months into it, they're thinking, where's my big return? And it doesn't work that way. People have to learn you. They have to get to know you, like you, trust you, and then you have to give to them first. When we see a member deactivate, I always find out reasons why. And when you have someone say, I didn't get a return on my investment, my question to them is always, what have you given first? Yeah. Once you give, you're going to get.
You know what my definition of ROI is? Return of involvement.
Bingo. That's even better than the investment.
It's because where else can you put your money and possibly get up to 20% or 20 times return in it? You can't. There is no stock. There's no nothing. But if you invest in the relationships and invest every week meeting, and a lot of you are thinking, every week, let me tell you something about every week meeting. You become top of mind with each other. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not a part of Master Networks, but I can tell you this, when I have belonged to weekly meetings, these people are with me morning, noon, and night in my brain. I'm constantly thinking of them. And the once a month meetings, they're great. They're wonderful because there's a lot of people that can't do it once a week. But I'll tell you what, I know everybody in just about every Master Networks group of yours because I've met them so many times.
Right.
Because they're top of mind.
Well, you know, I was ADD before they invented it. And so out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So if I see you every week, it's going to happen. If I don't see you till
So when I'm calling you all the time, you're telling me it's okay?
It's fine.
It's okay, good. All right, well, Mark, thank you so much for being here today. I just value our relationship and our friendship, and I hope that we continuously invest in it because I really do love you. You're amazing and wonderful, and thank you for being a part of my life.
Thanks for inviting me to Brigitting the Gap.
Yes, high five. Wait till I'm really, really wealthy and famous. I'll
already
still
are.
remember you.
She is a legend, not just in her own mind. No, that's not true. She is a networking legend in the state of Colorado,
well,
and in
you.
Washington, and a couple other places.
All over the place. So, but thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
kind words. All right, everybody, make this the
See ya.
best day of your life. Bye-bye.
Bye.